It's Saturday afternoon, and I'm just here to do a little flip through of this pretty little journal I made. The cover is sort of a layered cover full of lots of pretty old lace and some doily and some ruffles, paper ruffles, little hang tag, the button and some mica. The spine is constructed of some sari silk covered in some book binding cloth with a little tiny ribbon spine, and the closure is crinkled ribbon that's been coffee stained. So, and I did put a little charm here on the end of this lace that's acting as a pocket inside. And it's a pretty little charm. It's silver, it's real silver with a little tiny shield in the middle of it with a cross. So we're gonna open it up, and here we go. Let's see, there we go. When you open it up, there is a pretty little lace pocket, and in the pocket I have stuffed a little valentine that's made with lace and crepe paper and can be written on, and a pretty Debrina Pratt tag. I love Debrina Pratt's designs, they're so beautiful. And the first little tuck spot has a really lovely piece of old lace and a tiny little journal filled with graph paper. I love graph paper. And one of my photos that I made a digital design kit. This is actually a tin type that I scanned and colorized, and I do love how she turned out. She's just such a lovely young woman. And that goes back in there like that. Throughout the journal, it's just full of both pretty handmade papers. This pink paper is a Passion for Paper, Mary from A Passion for Paper. It's her avocado dyed paper. Some music with one of my wildflower stickers. And here's just a little tiny bit of, I had a remnant from some paper I had designed, and I just cut it out and made it into a page to turn. Here's a flip up with an old French letter, and this is a scan of a letter that was written to my great grandmother in 1818 or 1848. It's a long time ago. And here's an old letter with an old stamp on it, and I just tucked it up in there. Here's another little snippet from one of Ruby and Pearl's kits. I love that picture. And I had backed it with some watercolor paper, so you could do dabs of watercolor or write on it. And here is a little circlet of roses with the definition of serendipity, which I love. I love the definition of serendipity, finding something good without looking for it. Some more old music. This is actually old music that I've turned into a pocket, embellished. And here's another one of Debrina Pratt's tags. And here's a tag I made a long time ago. I designed the paper, and I used to sell them in my Etsy shop. And here's another little handmade tag that I've made with, I've taken a tea bag and put it on the back of the tag, and added just little bits of some violet stickers and some rub-on stamps and some washi tape and one of my favorite stamps. I love this stamp. This is what it looks like. And some of my hydrangeas, This paper comes from My Porch Prints. I just love this series of papers. Oh, they're so beautiful. I'll put in the bottom which kit they are. And here's a little page from Madame Bovary, which I did get from Mary, had a passion for paper. Here's a bookmark from the public library in a tuck spot made from mica with some violets on it. Here's another tuck spot that I haven't exactly filled yet, but someone can do that if they would like to. And here's a little picture I got from, it was a Commons, one of the, the free digital websites, and I did colorize that little girl. I think she's so pretty. I made her, she used to be black and white, but now she's blue with a blue hat. And here is a picture. This is a lovely little story. I bought this photo from Etsy. I'll list the store I bought the photo from. I buy some photos. Lovely. This seller on Etsy has lovely photos of children and families from the past. And I bought this photo. And after I had purchased it, about a week later, I got a message from the owner of the Etsy shop saying, can I give your name to, and she named the person and said they want to reach out to you because they have discovered that this photo was the little girl, I think right here, was his grandmother, and he's been trying to find all of his old family photos that another family member had bundled up, and they were being sold in various estate sales and whatnot. And this lovely woman contacted me. We went back and forth, and she asked if she could buy the photo from me. Well, of course I said no, and I just sent the photo, but I did tell her I wanted to make a scan of it and use it if I could, and they said, sure, go ahead. But isn't that a sweet story? And so I sent him the picture of his grandma with her brothers and sisters. It's just it was just so sweet. I just love that story. Here's more of My Porch Prints paper, and here's a little tag that I made that I sort of collaged with some of Sam Poole's snippets and an old piece of faux old tape, and these are all rub-ons. I love these rub-ons. They're really fun to work with. And here's another one of Dabrina Pratt's tags. They're lovely. And I did copy this old cabinet card and put one of Sam Poole's cabinet card backs on it. It really turned out great. I love the way it turned out. And it sticks into this old piece of music. Here's just a little flip up. This is another, this is Currier and Ives, and I colored her. Her name is Spring, and she was black and white, but I did color her because I just thought she needed to have a lot of color. So she makes a nice tuck. She's tucked away up there behind a veil. And here's another little photo that I have that I did use another one of Sam's cabinet card backs, and they really look great. I mean, they came out really nice. The cabinet cards fit exactly. They're just the exact right size. Just looks very, very, very realistic. Just clip it there. Here's another like little fold out spot. You could tuck something into it, and some more of Sam's snippets. Here is another piece of Mary's avocado dyed paper with a doily glued onto it. And here's a tag that I designed. And it's a nice large tag. It has a pretty back, could be written on. I thought that was sort of a pretty addition to this journal. And here is one of the things I love to do. This is a vintage glassine envelope. I was so lucky to get this stash of envelopes. It just has a nice patina to it. And when you open it, it has this from the New York Public Library, from their public domain set of pictures, and I copied off another thing that I got from the New York Public Library and sort of roughed it up. I love to make things look old, but she's such a pretty little dancer. She goes back in here like that. Slips in here. This is one of my favorite Sam Poole printables. I think this is Springtime in France. I just love it so much. You'll see the back at the end. And here is another New York Public Library image, and I made them into a set of tags. I colored some of the dresses in one set of tags, but this one is in black and white. And here's another little tag that I made, a journaling card that is stuck, apparently. There it is. And it has one of the stamps that I like to, one of the rub-on stamps, and it's a nice little journaling card. And once again, New York Public Library picture. I love her. She's a ballerina. I can't tell which one she is, but they, the ballet prints, the ballet collection is a lovely collection of public domain prints. And here's a little tag, another little journaling card and a tag. This is from Nostalgic Graphics, I think. I'll put a link to her shop. This one as well. I love her things. I've spent a lot of time poring over her shop. She has a lot of good stuff. Here's one of my dried hydrangeas and another old piece of, it's some sort of a listing of meetings for some sort of horse race. I think these are all horses, British horse race. And here's another little tag I made with a pocket with some enclosures and some more rub-ons just stuck away in there. Here's another, I think, New York Public Library print. This was a very famous group of 4 ballerinas who performed this dance together, and it was widely made into lithographs, and it's just a sweet little tag. And here's a flip up, and oh, here's one of my favorite Sam Poole things. This is like literally one of my most favorite Sam Poole things. This is one of her teeny tiny envelopes that I just adore so much, and I did put this little card in there. I think this comes from Miles Beyond the Moon, and I just went nuts when I found it because of the Amherst College Library. My daughter went to Mount Holyoke and she took some classes at Amherst, and I just love that. It's so neat. And then it just slips over that like that with a little tiny paper clip. Here's a lovely colorized picture and one of my wild rose stickers, a dried pansy. Here's a tag that I used to sell in my Etsy shop. And some more just pages where you could just, I don't know what you could put in there, but it looks fun. Place to write. A little flip out with a little tag that I made. And here is my 2023 favorite girl. She comes from Sam Poole, and I just love her. I've been making her in all kinds of sizes and shapes and putting her in frames, and she just looks really good stuck in there, right there, with this little embellishment of a wax seal and some of my old lace. And then here's the other side of my most favorite Sam Poole digital. I just love this digital so much, from Springtime in France. And in the final lace pocket, there's an envelope with this young lady. She was also a tintype that I purchased, and I scanned her, and as you know, with tintypes, they can tend to be really dark, so I was able to lighten her up, and I colorized her and put her in this lovely white frame. It's just a, you know, it's a scan of an old frame, but it turned out really nice. She goes back in there. And so I just thought I'd share with you on a Saturday this journal. It's, I believe, already spoken for, but if it doesn't happen, just let me know if you're interested and I'll put you on the list. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little flip through and have a really great weekend.